The files have been released. The notes have been passed. The scrolls have been opened. The pigeons have been sent. It's all over town. One of the biggest things they're talking about in the Strait of Hormuz right now. What is in Mr. Lucky's EDC bag? I'm glad that you asked that, because that's what we're going to be going over today. I hear a dog. Oh, okay. My bad. It's just my wife. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Lucky, why would you clearly not pick a bag like this? Well, it is a beautiful bag. This is the Falcon from Maxpedition. No, absolutely not. That is all dependent on where you live. Are you in an urban environment? Are you in a woods environment? Are you closer to the coast? It all kind of depends on location. Just like real estate, location, location, location. My bag is this. Why? Because close to me are the mountains. Don't get me wrong, I still have my mountain, I still have my forests, but sometimes I do need to go to the city, and sometimes I do need to be seen in public. So why I have a bag like this is because it's very low profile, and because it looks more like something, if shit hit the fan, somebody would look at me and be like, oh yeah, he's got like granola, and he's got a copy of Anne of Green Gables in there. You know, he's got a very well-read copy of the Four Agreements. He's not that much of a threat. That last bag, unfortunately, screams two things. One, I have a gun. Two, you can loot me. Shoot me first. One of the #1 rules that I follow for my bag is go as nondescript as possible. It doesn't necessarily matter what color I pick. Obviously, you know, you can pick any color. Make sure that it's a little like an earth tone, not quite as high vis, so that somebody, you know, looks at you and goes, oh, hey, look, there's a moving target. Just as long as it's not too tactical. I think that's the most important thing to consider, because the more tactical you look, like I said, you look like you're a loot cache. You look like somebody is gonna go, hey, I want his shit. So let's get into this bag here. The first thing I want to talk about is what's on the outside of the bag. Quick, easy access items. First one is my water, and I have little stickers on it. Again, nondescript, low profile type of thing to make it look like I'm more of a granola cruncher as opposed to a tactical individual. Why do I have this water bottle in particular? Well, it is a LifeStraw Go. The LifeStraw Go, you know, if I'm in the city, let's be honest, city water is disgusting. It's gross. Similar to certain aspects of like the woods, the mountains, you're always going to come across gross water, but with the LifeStraw, I don't have to worry about boiling, extra filtration, that type of thing, because this is going to make it to where I can just fill up and go. Literally called the LifeStraw Go. It's kind of in the name. The next thing that's very important, probably one of the most important things in the EDC bag, is my IFAK. This guy right here, I'm not going to go too far into this, but I'm just going to make it very clear. This stands, IFAK stands for Individual First Aid Kit. Key on individual. I have all of the things that I need for my light trauma, not everybody else's. This is not communism, okay? We're not sharing. If you get a gunshot wound, the most I can promise you is a Band-Aid. Other than that, if you don't have an IFAK, I'm not even looking at you. Sorry. In my IFAK, I like to have an extra TQ in there because there's such a thing as getting shot multiple times. So if I get shot in multiple limbs, I want to make sure that I have enough spares to actually put on the parts of my body that need them. That's all I'm going into on IFAKs right now. Okay, we'll do another video about it sometime. Let's go back to the bag. The next thing that is quick and easy access is just in the front pocket here, and that is my monocular. Because again, I want to be able to see any threats, ways of escape, just a little bit of magnification. Doesn't need to be super big. This is just a cheap monocular that I got off of Amazon. You can also go to pawn shops. That's another little hack for you. Pawn shops will have nicer stuff like Vortex, nicer brands for very, very cheap, and they still work. So, you know, this was like $60, and then at the pawn shop you can get nicer ones as well for around $60 to $100, cheaper than retail in the store. Next, I'm not going to keep this on the table because I want you to see all the goodies that I'm giving to you. So, we're going to talk about clothing items. That's in my next pocket here. Clothing items, very, very important. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess here. Let's talk about the important stuff first, your base layer. I always recommend having a waffle top. Doesn't matter what color it is. Again, I mean, as long as it doesn't look too tactical, but this is for warmth and for a quick clothes change, just in case you need it. What goes over the waffle top, if it is fairly cold, is a rain shell jacket. Not a rain jacket, a rain shell. Super ultra lightweight. It's gonna keep this dry and keep you dry. And it rolls up very, very, very nicely. Next, wanna keep that head warm. Okay, I always keep an extra fleece beanie with me. We sell these, luckyboysyrup.com. I think we sell them for like $9. Go pick one up. And then, of course, a balaclava. Why do we carry balaclavas? I'm not telling you that shit. Next, I've got admin kit and a tech kit. Let's go into the tech kit first. In here is where I keep everything that I need for my electronics. Okay, so starting over here, I've got a tool kit. Okay, you can get this on Amazon. Highly recommend it. This has every tool that I would possibly need. Small flathead, star bits, that type of stuff. For all my electronics. Taking them apart, putting them back together, that type of thing. I've got phone charger. Obvious. And it's for me and for anybody else. I'm just kidding. If you don't have one, that's on you, and I'm not sharing. Next, in this pocket, I've got all the goodies. I've got a Princeton Tech headlamp. This will go red and white light with 2 dimmer options. You can get that on Amazon as well. They really make a good headlamp. I've got an SD card here with micro SD as well. I've got electrical tape because obvious reasons. I've got a power brick. It's USB. And then in here is where I keep thumb drive with chastity belt. You know, I don't want to run around town like a dirty little whore. And then I've got these. These are very important, guys. This is a USB to C port adapter. The way that things are going right now, it looks like everybody has C ports on their phones, laptops, etc. This is going to make it to where I can plug that thumb drive into anywhere and make me a mobile computer. And then in here, I've got a micro SD to C as well. In here, highly recommend this. This is very important, guys. This is all plugs, all in one, USB to C, standard USB, and Lightning. Again, Amazon, very cheap, very good to have because you never know what you're going to be working with, or rather what you're not going to have, right? So put that in there. And there's my tech kit. Pretty simple stuff, guys. Everything runs on phones, batteries, electronics, that type of thing. Just make sure that you have the availability to win with that department. Next, admin kit. This is where I keep some fun stuff. Earpiece for my radio, okay? I also, where's my radio? This is usually in there. I have it out as a nice little prop for you. But this is important because I don't want everybody to see that I'm carrying around a big radio. I can keep this either in my pocket or under my shirt, under my coat, and this little low profile earpiece that comes with it is going to help me just put that on. If I put a beanie on, it's almost impossible to see. I also highly recommend the Baofeng UV5R or the BFF8. This one comes with an extended battery. The UV5R, you can buy the extended battery separately. Highly, highly recommend. Next, I've got medication. I mean, this is Tylenol, Advil, that type of stuff, painkillers. I keep it in a little rubber band here too. It keeps everything together so it's not floating around in there. It's quick and easy access. Obvious reasons. Spare ear pro. If I'm ever in a firefight or if it's a riot scenario type of thing, very loud noises, keeps me earplugs. I also keep it in a little nicotine patch can for easy access and for visibility. Next, lighter. This is important because with my lighter, I've taken off the tip here. We'll do a fire kit video for you a little bit later, but take off the tip. It just helps, create that spark a little bit better. And then I've got Gorilla Tape duct tape around because this is flammable. If I ever need help in a pinch, I can just tear some of that off, light it on fire, and I've got fire for about 2 to 3 minutes. Next, write in the rain paper for obvious reasons. A map of the general area of where I live. Pen. I like the tactical pens, okay? They're a little corny, but this one has a window breaker on the end. Again, never know when you're gonna need it. This, SOPs, manual cards for pretty much anything. They are combat casualty reference cards. Google it, I'm not telling you all about them. Zip ties, just in case. I like this little guy. I mean, it's kind of gay, but ODGG Supply, they sell them. The only thing I like about it is it has a zipper, but this is where I keep all my wallet. This would be my Go wallet, where I keep cash, you know, big bills, that type of stuff. And then lastly, I've got chapstick, because, you know, I be cracking. All right, and that's everything in the admin kit. Well, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all that I store in my bag, and I know what some of you are thinking. That's it? Why doesn't he have more stuff? Where's his sewing kit? Where's his fishing string? I'm sorry, fishing string? Where the fuck are you, dude? Who's thinking about fishing when shit hits the fan? I'm thinking about getting the fuck out of there as fast as possible. I used to have a lot more stuff in my bag, but over time, I started making a rule with myself. If I haven't used this, again, this is an EDC bag. This is not a go bag. This is not an assault pack. This isn't a get home, like, you know, tactical advantage bag. This is to give me an edge any day that something happens, okay? So the reason why I keep little stuff in there is weight, mobility, practicality, you know, anything that's gonna give me that edge for those few extra precious seconds is important, okay? If you wanna go around town looking like the Punisher or James Reese from the Terminal List, you go right ahead, bud. I'll be right behind you and I'll swipe your shit. And on that lovely note, I want to thank you very much for tuning into the Lucky Boys. You don't have to do your EDC bag like this, but hopefully we helped you a little bit with some considerations when you're going to be prepping your own bag. Check us out, luckyboysyrup.com. We sell many items, quality military surplus. As always, stay lucky, boys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.